Amazing, amazing. Good morning and welcome to the second day of X Day 2023. A pleasure literally to be on stage in front of everybody. First thing, I'm not a public speaker, I'm an engineer, making sure that the entire infrastructure stays online with everything what we have announced the last couple of days and the last years. And especially with that in mind, I'm very honored to have with me Tobias, representing Deutsche Telekom, perhaps one of the biggest infrastructure companies worldwide, and especially the largest infrastructure company providing internet, and not only for European Union. Toby, welcome on stage. Before giving the mic to Toby, I'll first want to explain a bit the context of how I got here on stage with Toby. And that dates, I think, almost 4 or 5 years already. Me or us at MultiversX, we're always very passionate on building sustainable, secure, and robust infrastructure for the Internet of Value. And with that in mind, basically, there's always a need of aligning this kind of values with the most reputable and ambitious companies that exist in the world, especially if we're talking and looking at the analogy with the internet, and the new version of the internet would be blockchains, then definitely I would always want to have the most ambitious partners and the most ambitious guys with us aligned and building the most robust technology. And then I think 2018, I saw that Deutsche Telekom was taking initiatives in the Web3 industry. We tried to reach out. I personally tried to reach out with Danny, head of PD. We tried several times, I think, to get in touch. We finally got in touch. We had several discussions 4 years ago. And then in the meantime, until getting everything done and getting things in motion, everybody that I knew at Deutsche Telekom left the company. So I was telling Toby that it's really, really a pleasure that fast forward, I think 2 or 3 months ago, I saw another announcement that Deutsche Telekom was taking part of other reputable ecosystems. And I reached out personally on Twitter, said, hey guys, I'm Lucian. I want to get in touch with the guys from Deutsche Telekom and onboard them and invite you to MultiversX. So maybe that's a bit more context how we got here. And I'm very, very happy and honored to have Toby and Deutsche Telekom with us on stage. And I'll let him maybe give a bit more context what Deutsche Telekom is doing in the space.
Yeah, also from my side, awesome event that you are doing here. Also great to see all the community members here in the crowd and at the event. Pretty funny that from a short message on Twitter a few months ago, we kind of end up here. But yeah, and especially crazy considering that we are Deutsche Telekom and we are not particularly known for being the fastest of getting these things done. So it is even more of an accomplishment to actually be here today. But you may ask yourself, what even is Deutsche Telekom doing? And let me walk you through what we are actually doing. A little bit of a history lesson. So Deutsche Telekom, we started basically as an infrastructure provider for the voice. So we built all these ginormous telco towers everywhere, trying to connect you guys through phone. Actually in Romania, not that much, but in Germany. So yeah, you can call each other and reach each other via SMS and all the other distribution channels. I think right now even we are at a point at Telekom where we are scaling down this business a little bit. So it is even more important to see how we can position ourselves to stay relevant within the future, hinting to the recent news that some of our telco towers even got sold. After voice, of course, the internet. It is an ongoing process with the internet, so I'm not the right point of contact for you if you have any struggles with the connection. But we are working on it and trying to, so we won't stop until everybody is connected in the end. But of course, as a telco company, you also have to think about how do you position yourself for the future. And since 3 to 4 years ago, when also Lucian became aware, we are providing infrastructure for public blockchain networks. So back in the day, we started actually with Chainlink, who is a very reputable partner, I think, of you guys here at Multiverse as well. What we are doing there is we provide price feed data to the Ethereum blockchain, and hopefully one day also to the MultiversX network. But this is still in the making and in progress. So very exciting things to come, and also all the applications that this will enable on top of the amazing applications that are being built already here. After that, we looked into the area of providing infrastructure on the consensus level. So basically validating transactions on public blockchain networks, such as Silo, Polkadot, Flow, and some other networks. This worked out very, very well. So we have been scaling the network ever since. For instance, on Ethereum, where we are hosting multiple hundreds of nodes already. Of course, Ethereum has some scalability issues. That's why we are also launching on some layer 2s, or have been launching, such as Polygon. Of course, with MultiversX, with a very scalable sharding mechanism, layer 2s are not even that necessary. So that is a very good bonus for enabling the next billion users to use very scalable applications on the network. Right now, we are also looking into productization of everything. So not only staking, but also enable our customer base to someday enter these Web3 ecosystems, whatever that may mean, you can think about. But it is very, so right now we are basically building out the infrastructure foundation for our 200 million telecom customers to enter the space someday. And of course, we are particularly choosy when it comes to the networks that we are also supporting on the infrastructure side. Drawing on, so Deutsche Telekom, the normal customers are like people like you and me, like internet users. Lucian just told me how cheap it is to use internet here in Romania. I'm kind of jealous. But it's like not the original telecom customers that we are serving. We are more working with venture capital funds, with blockchain foundations, or even liquid staking protocols. Looking forward to the development in this area on the MultiversX ecosystem as well. And then, let's skip that one. I want to give you a little bit of insights into all the pains that it has to do something like this in a very big and very conservative telco company in Europe. So first of all, our business is mainly built on token revenue, so not really fiat payments. Of course, one very big challenge, to give you a little bit insight on our struggles with Chainlink in the very beginnings. That's a very fun story. So when we provide price feed data to, let's say, the Ethereum blockchain, we need to pay for gas fees, so for transaction costs. But those transaction costs are not super cheap. Of course, on some networks they are, but not on every network. So in order to provide a very reliable service, you need to do those transactions all the time. So there have been months where we have contact our management and buy basically hundreds of thousands of crypto tokens just to be able to provide the price feeds to certain networks. And getting this through like in like these companies is not like the easiest thing. If your management then asks, what the heck are you doing buying crypto for hundreds of thousands? Yeah, like the volatile revenue is also like a very big challenge, of course, for long-term planning and these things. And very big pain that we also have is like a little bit of regulatory uncertainty. Of course, with MiCA, some things are clearing up, but still, the big evil corporates always want to be very safe when it comes to those things. But coming back to like the pain of purchasing tokens, let's say for gas fees, cheap transaction costs are also very important for usability of networks. This is like a very big value proposition. That is also why, and of course scalability and a very robust backbone, like on the network side for Web3. And this is also why we today want to happily announce that we are providing infrastructure for the MultiversX network. Woo! Woo! And adding it to the infrastructure layer, so to the blockchain infrastructure layer that we are currently building out to onboard the Telekom customer base in the future. And we are very proud to, since yesterday evening, I think, it was a little bit of a, some technical challenges, but we actually made it. Yesterday, you can find our validator node on the chain already. So you can, I think we are on place 28 right now. Woo! So we are very proud to validate your guys' transactions on this chain and try to provide a very robust and reliable infrastructure for the future of the web, for Web3.
Amazing. Maybe just to touch on the importance and the meaningness of Deutsche Telekom having on board a MultiversX. Maybe if you look at the analogy of the transition from dial-up to broadband, actually everything what we have today in terms of technology, it happened because we were able to provide the throughput and the bandwidth needed for many protocols over the internet to exist and innovate and improve the quality of life on everything what we have today with respect to technology. Now, especially knowing that Deutsche Telekom stands for that and has been doing that since a very long time in Europe, it's an honor, as already mentioned, to have them on stage and being part and aligning and building the next infrastructure or the future of the infrastructure in the Web3 industry. So if there are any eagle holders in the room, Deutsche Telekom is available for staking as we speak since yesterday night, and again, pleasure to have you on board. Maybe with respect to that, I'm curious maybe about the future plans of Deutsche Telekom. You were mentioning that perhaps Deutsche Telekom has more than 200 million users as we speak. And I'm curious about the use cases, if you can elaborate. How do you envision, or how Deutsche Telekom envision the way of onboarding them to the Web3 industry?
Yeah, so a big so one example would be if we talk in MultiversX terms, right? The things that you have been building, right, to enable people to join the Web3 is, for instance, like the X Portal app, right? A very user-friendly entrance point to all the things in Web3. Of course, at Telekom we are also eyeing into the direction of these things, but also when it comes to on-chain identity. I mean, right now it's a wallet or or let's say some kind of domain that you have, a name. But of course, also from the telco perspective, it would be very interesting to have things like mapping your phone number to your wallet address. There are some initiatives going on in Europe right now. Those are a very early stage, but of course, this is things that we are looking into. And yeah, when it comes to the depths, I think we are very reliable on the builders who are all here today to continue building also in the hard bear market times. I think that's the perfect time to build the things for the next billion users to enter Web3.
Definitely,
yeah.
definitely. Maybe 2 points to add on top of that. One, Xportal already has a mapping with the phone number, hashed, of course, encrypted, such that you cannot know it or you cannot misuse that in any way. However, I think it's a very good step forward. Mapping that, I'm curious to have the follow-up discussion at the next 6 day on how we evolve that thread. And then, secondly, definitely builders are here to very welcome, especially to be able to support and innovate. I think that's what drives the future and improves the lives of everybody for tomorrow. So again, pleasure having you, Toby. Pleasure having you and having Deutsche Telekom. Welcome to MultiversX. And yeah, looking forward for the next X day, how the discussion will evolve. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.